have with me today Abby Wurzbach, and Abby has been doing incredible things for the industry. If you do not know who she is, you need to do a Google search and find out because she has been promoting the industry in a lot of cool ways and getting more people involved in the industry because manufacturing is life. We really can't exist without it. Like definitely there are so many things. And I'm looking around at my desk and I'm like, everything here, every single thing. So Avi,
Absolutely.
tell us a little bit about like what do you do on a regular basis? Like, because it's very
Yeah.
exciting, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So, my role, I am on the outreach team at a nonprofit that really is focused in the manufacturing industry.
Right.
So, day to day, things look really different. But regularly, what I do is I walk into a small or medium-sized manufacturing site. I get to know their team, kind of what their needs are, and then
Right.
figure out the best way to solve whatever challenge they're struggling with. Sometimes that's a training program, other times it's an on-site project, could be a
Right.
peer group.
Mhm.
Whatever it might be, we just try to find the needs and meet the needs with the resources we provide.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
gosh. Yeah, that sounds like it changes every single day for sure.
it does. Yep, no 2 days are the same at all. So it gives me a lot of creativity in my role, which I love. I
Hmm.
get to just kind of learn from what's happening in the industry and be
Right.
able to meet those needs. I'd even say sometimes like I have so much flexibility in my role that I'm able to be creative and come up with new ideas of how
Yeah.
we can meet those needs. I think of one, we just under 2 years ago, we started something called the Young Manufacturers Network,
Nice. Yes.
dedicated to kind of pulling 21 to 40s within the industry together for
Hmm.
networking, professional development, mentorship, connections, service to the community, all that jazz. And so
Oh
I've
my
been really, really
gosh.
grateful to kind of start our organization. We're up over 75 members now, and just continue to develop, excitement and passion for the
Mhm.
manufacturing industry here in South Central Pennsylvania. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because I think it's something that a lot of people should get involved in because, like I said, manufacturer's life, it is involved in every single thing that we do.
Mhm.
We definitely will not be here without it. And manufacturing changes. Like we don't think about it, but it changes so much. Like
Oh yeah,
every day. And you think about,
absolutely.
yeah, things that they did 15 years ago, it's different today. Maybe not the Coca-Cola bottle, because they stuck with that one. They made sure that was a particular shape and size. But yeah. Um, Definitely, like so many interesting things happening. But I know, like in your chapter, you talk about being the anti-STEM advocate, and I knew we took our inspiration from Taylor Swift, because why not? She is who she is. Um, she definitely is who she is.
Oh yeah.
But tell us, like, I know your background is that you come from a STEM family,
Mhm.
and you were always, I will let you give that story and tell
Yeah,
us a
no,
little bit about why
absolutely.
you wrote that chapter.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I came from a very strong STEM background. My dad
Hmm.
has his own company here in Pennsylvania, doing grease and oil analysis, right? So very maintenance focused, machinery focused, very just technology, engineering,
Hmm.
very STEM heavy, science heavy. And I was always like, oh my gosh, what my
Yeah.
dad does, so boring, which sounds terrible to say, right? But that was always kind of my
Yeah.
vision of what he did. I was like, I never want to do what my dad
Hmm.
does. Ran away
Hmm.
for a very long time. And then slowly but surely kind of fell into moments in life where maybe I was his intern for a
Yeah,
summer.
of course.
Eventually, I went back and did all the sales and marketing for my last semester of school. And so I'm just so grateful that I had those experiences because it taught me all about, the technical side of things and
Hmm.
how, I might not necessarily be a very technical person myself,
Hmm.
but I love hearing what the needs of people are
Right.
and then helping them meet those needs, right?
Hmm.
Whatever problem you're struggling with, let's work together to figure out how to solve it. And
Hmm.
so I was really grateful to learn kind of just the
Right.
very basic pieces of the technicalities of things to then use those skills that I learned with my dad,
Hmm.
now on a day-to-day basis in my job, hearing very technical stuff coming through from the manufacturers I work with, but really learning like, oh, okay, I don't have to have a perfect STEM brain in order to
No.
support the STEM industry. So yeah.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of people they get that perception that they have to be this hardcore science and math and all of those very, some very tough subjects. And what that involves a lot of numbers, which we kind
Yeah.
of get away from. But I think that people get, a little bit distracted and they're like, oh, I have to be like that in order to be in STEM, but that's not true. Because
Right.
just like manufacturing, STEM is in everything. Like
Yes.
every single thing
Absolutely.
that you do. Like
Oh
even
yeah.
if you like you go to the grocery store and you see all of these amazing things that are happening, like there's food technology involved in that. Like it's crazy
Absolutely.
when you start thinking about it. So you really can't avoid STEM. For those of
Mhm.
you who've tried, I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen.
That was me.
But it's such a diverse field, and we need diverse people in it. Like we need different types of ideas, different types of things going on because that's the only way we're going to progress and go forward. Because if we keep stuck with the old thinking, then we're gonna be stuck with the same problems. And
Absolutely.
we're like you said, Abby, we're trying to find some solutions.
Yeah.
So it's always about trying to find having that curiosity and trying to figure out like, how do we make this better?
Right. Right. In the manufacturing industry, we call it continuous improvement,
Oh
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Always need to be improving, right? Finding maybe places where we're wasting time or
Yes.
energy, or what problems do we have? What quick fixes, quick wins can we have to improve our processes, whatever it might be. And so really like having that, that mindset and that culture of continuous improvement doesn't just have to happen on the manufacturing floor. It
Yeah.
can literally go through every single piece of any industry. So yeah.
Oh my, and life too. And life too. Different parts of life as well.
Absolutely.
What were you like? Tell us. Okay, so first of all, tell us a little bit about this Taylor Swift incident because we all want to hear about it. Um, I know you had a friend who was working on some stuff, so that was pretty cool. I'm not
Oh
sure
yeah, absolutely.
tell
That's
that
like
part of the story.
right. One of my ways that so part of my role at Mantech is also going into schools and
Mm-hmm.
getting kids excited about
Yes.
careers in manufacturing, right? And so I tell them about all the cool stuff that I see made right in our backyards. And so just across, super close by to us here in central Pennsylvania, there's a manufacturer who
Mm-hmm.
makes all of the staging for musicians who go on tour all over the world,
Cool.
right? And so one of those was the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, was
Right.
one of the stages that they made here in South Central Pennsylvania. And I got to meet the lead engineer
Nice.
on the Taylor Swift Eras Tour staging. He had pictures of everybody who built like her cabin from from her tour, and it was just this whole I was the kids that were on the tour with me were like, woo, Taylor Swift. And I was like, oh my, this is such a big deal. I love Taylor Swift. So for me, I got to see how like
Yeah.
favorite musician was even
Mm-hmm.
having this really cool tie to manufacturing.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. That's one of my like highlight moments of hey,
Oh,
manufacturing
definitely.
is cool, no matter
It
what you
is. It
cool.
is. It is definitely. But
Yeah.
what would you say to like get, and I know you do this on a regular basis, but to get more people involved in STEM because clearly STEM is not just about the numbers. It's
Yeah.
about so much more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's one of those things where you kind of have to have the mindset and start to say, okay, STEM is not just engineers,
Mm-hmm.
right? STEM is not just scientists.
Yep.
STEM is not just mathematicians, right? It's a whole field. It's like tons of different industries. And so like I am in more of like an outreach slash like
Right.
sales capacity. And yet I'm still kind of in this like STEM
Mm-hmm.
adjacent STEM field here in manufacturing, right? Because we do so much with the technology and
Yes.
engineering side of things, right? And so I might not be the tech whiz or the
Mm-hmm.
engineer myself, but I'm leading groups where I'm surrounded by engineers and tech whizzes. And so it's what I would say is if you are intimidated, feeling as
Mm-hmm.
though you aren't at that level, or I'm never going to be an engineer, I'm never going to be able to be that technologically savvy, like okay, I'm not either, right? And here I am interacting with these folks on a regular basis and still helping them walk through those challenges. I
Yep.
think one of the most important things to note is we need a variety of mindsets.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't only have engineers or only have scientists or only have mathematicians or only have tech wizards, right? You need everybody. And you need people outside of those four
Yeah.
categories that kind of make up STEM, right?
Oh,
To kind of
yes.
shake things up because we can be an echo chamber and the same ideas can get bounced around. But we need all different personalities, all different
Yep.
leadership styles, all different education styles in every industry because otherwise, we're going to stand still and
Yep.
just in our ways and not change anything. So it goes back to the continuous improvement thing for sure.
Oh,
But
yeah, for sure. But like, I love how you put that. Like, definitely, we need everybody. Everybody has to be on board because we're all in this together. Like, that is not going to change. We're all just trying to get through that day by day process and having different mindsets. That's where it starts.
yeah,
So, oh my gosh.
absolutely.
Thank you so much for all the work you do with the Young Manufacturers Network and getting more people involved because absolutely love that. Doing a great job there. And if
Thank
you haven't checked out Abby's chapter yet, she is chapter 4 in the Empowering Women in STEM third edition of the book, and it's called The Anti-STEM Advocate. You know, think about that for a little bit. But an amazing chapter. Abby, thank you so much for your time and for everything that
you.
you've been doing.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thanks, Sonia, so much for chatting through this and allowing us to be creating a platform for us to share our stories. We appreciate that a lot.
That's what I'm here for. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.